Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Red Yoga Mini Sutra series online. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a life without errors. So, recently, to make this story short, I made an error. Okay. Actually, it turned out that I didn't. That's the funny part, is that actually I thought I made an error. Okay. I thought I had made an error related to sending in tax stuff to the government. To make it a little longer, I'd sent in my taxes. The government made an error where they refunded it back to me, not realizing that it was an installment payment I was making for the future. And as a result, I then had to make the payment a second time to try to make sure that I covered it again. And when I went in a little later, a couple months later, I saw something that made me think, I think I made that repayment for 2021 instead of 2020. And I thought, oh dear, I've made an error. And with that error, it might end up costing me some interest. And I noticed that in that moment, my mind wanted to beat up on me a little bit for making the error. And then I had that awareness that this stuff is really complicated, that there's so many government bodies that you have to interact with, and that there's so many bodies, and they all come, their requirements are all at different times. And even in this example that had triggered this awareness, the error I made was actually initiated by an error that CRA made, right? The taxation body made. And I suddenly realized that I don't think anybody gets through life without making errors. And I was really kind of thinking about it specifically, related to taxation, okay? That it's complex and you're bound to make an error along the way. Now, what's interesting, and the reason I'm sharing this with you, is that in that moment, I realized that I apparently unconsciously believed that I was supposed to get through life without making errors like these. That's why my mind wanted to beat up on me a little bit over the fact that it thought I had made an error, which it turns out I didn't. Now take that and expand it. It's not about the taxation department. It's not about, CRA and finances, etc. It's about life. Life is complex. There is a lot to do. There's so many interactions, so many relationships that we have, so many responsibilities that we carry. You are bound to make errors. Errors in judgment, errors in actions that you're taking, errors in speech that you're making, that conversations that you're having. Things as simple as wishing somebody a happy birthday, you might get their date mixed up. Errors are a part of life. What's important is for you to start to recognize, if you have trouble with making errors, it's for you to start to recognize that you're carrying in there an idea that you're supposed to somehow get through this life without these errors. And no one gets through life without these errors, and not just one, okay? Errors occur on a regular basis. There's so much complexity to your life, to my life, to everyone's lives. Start to get comfortable with errors. And it doesn't mean that you're going to go through life now without caring, that you're not going to attempt to do the best that you can. Absolutely attempt to do the best that you can. Absolutely attempt to be, as clear speaking, as clear engaging with the world as you can be. But understand that you're not going to get it right all the time, and that you were never meant to. Nobody gets it right all the time. And you'll notice that every time I use the word right, or I use the word errors in my talk with you guys today, I use little quotation marks. And it's because I also need you to understand that these errors are not, they're just actions that are taking place. They have no less value than the actions that you're happy with. They're all simply actions that you are taking that have knock-on effects to create the sculpture or the build of your life and your experiences. Sometimes those supposed errors end up producing some of the most wonderful experiences that you might have in life. Sometimes those errors, like the example that I gave you, turn out not to have even been what you thought they were. I thought I'd made an error, and partly I didn't. Okay? Being able to be more open to the experiences that you're having, more free with yourself, less stringent over this unconscious gauge that you're always trying to meet. Understand that life is organic and fluid, and that you will not always, quote unquote, get it right. You were never supposed to. No one does. I hope that's helpful, everyone. And if you have questions, if you have thoughts, please do put it in the comment section. Please do like the video. Please do share it with others. I think that if you found it helpful, I think you're going to find that others will find it helpful as well. And it's pretty amazing to watch how a video shared can, reach halfway across the world before you know it. And your act of sharing can actually really help another person thousands of miles away, someone you didn't even realize was struggling. So please do share it with others. We're always thrilled to have you as part of the Red Door Yoga community and to share yoga philosophy with you. Thank you, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Namaste.